So let's continue here. All right. So we can talk about two different types of chi. I'm going to play this and add my commentary. This is very important. Okay.
The idea that it's possible to attain immortality is probably the most controversial aspect of Taoism. So how on earth do Taoists kind of explain the possibility of attaining this? Well, our bodies are said to run on two types of energy. On the one hand, we have post-heaven chi, which comes from food and air. And then we also have pre-heaven chi, which is gifted to us by our parents at conception. Now, post-heaven chi is easy to replenish. We simply eat and we breathe. But pre-heaven chi is different. Our parents gave us a limited supply, and once that runs out, then life ends. So the longest natural human lifespan is said to be about 120 years. Our source of pre-heaven chi from our parents will have run out somewhere within that time frame. For Taoists, achieving immortality requires overcoming reliance on this limited source of pre-heaven chi. Okay. And this is done by connecting to an alternative source, which is accessed through a practice called guarding the one opening of the mysterious pass, aka the Xuan Guan Yi Qiao. Now, this is a gateway that links us to the basically infinite reservoir of pre-heaven chi within the universe. And that is the basic idea behind immortality within Taoism.
Now, notice what the young brother said. He said that a gate needs to be open. That's deep. So let's go back to that picture. The infliction of karmic sediments is literally like there's a gate that's been closed off, all right? And you don't have this ability to gather more of this what? Pre-heavenly chi or innate chi or prenatal chi. In the higher levels, the goal of all of Qigong and body prep cultivation was to open this gate, okay? So as you clear more sediments and do the internal alchemy and purify, you want to open this gate to the infinite reservoir of this pre-heavenly chi. Now, the thing is, this pre-heavenly chi is not replenished from breath work. Regular breath work through the nose and mouth or some special diet. You could delay the consumption, but you can't really replenish pre-heavenly chi because from those things, because it requires the clearing of karmic sediments, proper cultivation, and also, to be honest, to really make good progress, you need a good teacher as well. This is quite tricky, all right? So post-birth chi is easy to replenish. You, like he said, you simply eat and breathe. And a lot of the cultivation, almost all of it, falls in line of post-birth chi, which is good. But heavenly essence of what we're bringing you to in our training is the fast track way to reopen this gate. So the average human being is only living off of what they inherited. Okay, so this heavenly, pre-heavenly chi or innate chi is mainly stored in the kidneys, and it's just, you only know how to consume it. But how do you rebuild it? That's where spiritual cultivation begins. Okay. All right. So let's continue here. So to activate this ability to open this gate of pre-heavenly chi, you got to first understand that there's two independent systems to respiration. So there is a type of breathing that's completely independent of the breathing through the nose and mouth. When people think of breath work, they thinking of breathing in deeply, nasal breathing, right? Breath holds and stuff like that. But the true breath, primordial breath, is actually not even like completely independent of the nasal breathing or pulmonary lungs breathing. So let me read this off, right? So the respiration system of breathing that is independent of lungs breathing, this activation allows the spiritual practitioner to begin engaging in meditation deeply, hoping to gain the meditative state that grants everlasting life and spiritual immortality. Humanity's lost ability of gathering energy due to mental and emotional conflict. This part of the respiration system went dormant, and the ability to gather energy efficiently was lost. Okay? Y'all following along, right? Now, what I'm going to do, let me play this video. I'm just going to kind of fast forward through it. This video isn't entirely accurate, but it's good enough for a visual. So you see here, this is the regular nasal breathing, right? The post-birth chi, acquired chi, right? When you go into state of tranquility where the thoughts subside, the meditative state where the nasal breathing gets more subtle, or in a higher level case, it will come to complete stop. And then what will happen is the primordial breath will activate and you'll begin gathering this pre-heavenly chi. This chi comes in through the pores of the skin. It's not air. So please understand that chi and air are two different things. I know people try to associate it with each other, but if you were learning like proper cultivation, like the true chi is actually not even air. Okay. So here, this type of breathing is not air, it's not breath, right? It's the innate chi or prenatal chi. And it doesn't just come through the crown. That's not entirely accurate. So here, they're showing you what's called the etheric body, right? This is probably more from a yoga perspective, but that's the same as the Yan Shen, primordial spirit, energy, body, subconscious mind. So when you begin gathering this energy, you will start to feed the energy system with the real primordial energy. All right. So here, what I like with this animation, it shows the nadis, the 72,000 or 144,000 nadis in your etheric body. And due to your mind being so engrossed in thought forms, desires, addictive behaviors, and this conflict, right? You cause these mental and emotional blocks. The red patches show blocks in the energy system. The more you let go and do this primordial breath and meditate, right? The more you begin to feed the energy system and, with light. And it's something you actually supposed to do like every day. It's not like you just do it once and you full. It's like, think about it, right? If the water you drank yesterday, does the water you drank yesterday have any relevance to today? It helped to get you through yesterday, but today you have to quench your thirst again. It's the same with energy. Okay, this is something you have to do consistently, and you learn how to eat these waves, right? However, one thing I want to say is what's not accurate about this animation is the nasal breathing. It makes it seem like the nasal breathing has to come to a complete stop. That's not true. You want to get to the point where both the nasal breathing, post-birth chi, and the other breath, the primordial breath, run at the same time. Y'all following me? Okay. So for me, I have both respiration systems, of course, the nasal breathing, but the primordial one, the one that's mainly not active in most of humanity, that's the one that we want to help you sustainably turn on. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some souls that are talented and they may have experiences and spontaneous activations, but they don't really understand what all of this is. They don't understand why. And it's not like a sustainable thing. Okay? Like that. So let's continue now. Both breaths should run simultaneously. Now, to go give you a little more in-depth understanding, you got to understand the pivotal role of the lower dantian, right? So the energy field in the lower abdomen, for those of you that are a bit more new, understand that your body has a battery, a rechargeable battery, just like your phone has a rechargeable battery. The battery is centered in the lower abdomen called the lower dantian. So this is essentially the human bioelectric battery. Now, the problem here is due to humanity having these vices and karmic sediments and these like habitual thought forms that leak out energy, right? The energy field in the lower abdomen is very dispersed and cloud-like. It's not even like tangible like that. Okay. So the first stages of cultivation, you got to consolidate the energy in the lower abdomen to where it's condensed, and it's like you could discern and see it and feel it. Like, so you have to rebuild the battery. Okay. When the battery is rebuilt, you may even begin to see it like a light energy in the abdomen and feel it. And then the dantian or battery will begin to do the breathing for you. All right. So this will pull in the energy. This type of breath is completely independent of the nasal and mouth breathing. This is what I mean by both respiration systems must be on simultaneously. So this type of primordial breath is not air. Okay. Let's continue. So the most